Good morning. It's Monday, March 18th. Welcome back from what I hope was a restful and enjoying or a good spring break. Thanks for joining us on Up to the Minute. We are bringing you the news, events, and announcements every day that HCC is in session. I'm Dr. Amy Tan, Dean for English and Communications at HCC, and I'm joined today by Dr. Nicholas Cox, of the History Department. He is our History Department Chair. Welcome back from spring break, Nick.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Dean Tan. Did you have a good break?
I did. It was lovely and peaceful. How about yours?
It was nice. It was nice. Spent a lot of time doing nothing.
I mean, sometimes that's what you just need to do.
That's right. That's right. Well, one of my sons had a few events, and we didn't travel at all this year, so just staycation.
Stayed home and paid attention to each other for a little while. It's really great. Well, we are live on HCC TV. Nick, how can everybody find us when they want to tune in?
Yeah, we are live on Houston Community College District's Facebook page and on YouTube. We're also on X, LinkedIn, and on HCC TV at noon, 5, and 10 p.m. Monday through Friday.
We're so glad you joined us today for Mental Health Monday. We welcome back a favorite monthly guest to discuss how her art project can ignite your life. Sarah Gish, artist, creator of Ignite Your Life, and our Mental Health Monday guest. Good morning, Sarah. Oh, unmute.
Hang on. Sorry. I was going to say, I feel very mentally healthy this morning.
Excellent.
I have to mute myself, but I'm still here. I'm unmuted and free.
Well, welcome back, and we're looking forward to talking to you, and I'll be with you shortly.
Thank you.
First, for Women's History Month, Nick is speaking with a poet featured in an upcoming HCC presentation. Take it away, Nick.
Yes, thank you. Thank you, D10. And good morning and welcome to the show, Deniz Lopez. Deniz, if you would say hello to everybody for a moment.
Hi, good rides, everyone.
Hey, so I understand that you're a spoken word activist, an educator, and the co-founder of All Real Radio. We're going to dive into all of that, but maybe first, if you could, just tell us about the event that we're hosting tomorrow.
Yes, so I'm having this wonderful opportunity to be at HCC, the Eastside Campus, tomorrow. And really, I've picked out a number of poems that are going to take us kind of through a journey of me. But I'm hoping relatable to all people, especially women, since it's Women's History Month. And just getting into like the journey. And my overall theme I decided was the permission to change, right? And to learn, like we do over time, and definitely with my beginning of my college years, and then going further in the artistry and the activism in Houston. So that's a little bit about what it will be from 11 to 1 tomorrow. And I'm excited just to share that story with everyone.
Well, let me ask you a little bit about the poetry. Are these poems that you authored? They're all part of your own personal experience, or are you giving students the opportunity to hear from other Xicana or Tejana poets in your presentation?
Actually, all of the poems, yes, are written by me. I have over 100 poems. Like I for years, when I really started to write, I was always a writer in my early years in school. But as I got more into the activist part of my work, it was just fusing that, and the poems became political, educational. And so, yeah, I have poems and they're all me. I usually do read at least from one other poet. So I'm still kind of trying to pick out who, because I found this beautiful poem by Langston Hughes that he wrote while traveling through Mexico. But, that's not exactly women's history, but it's still a lovely poem. So I may or may not include that one as well.
Yeah, I mean, that sounds like a remarkable historical document and poem on its own artistic merits, and it's never a bad time to introduce or reintroduce Langston Hughes to our students.
Mm-hmm.
So how do you see a connection, or how do you experience a connection between the arts and poetry writing with activism, with your your mission to decolonize the arts?
Yes, so I started, like I said, in college, I started to take a second minor in Mexican American studies. And quite frankly, to be honest, I did it because I was like, this will be easy. I'm Mexican. What is there to know? But I was always also taking a creative writing class where I got to choose which book I used for the entire semester. And the teacher gave assignments through that. And I picked Sandra Cisneros' House on Mango Street. I could not have understood the impact that that writing and that prose would have on my life alongside learning history. But it changed everything for me. I always say that she was the one who opened my eyes, and got to tell her that later. But, I started becoming very aware of what was happening in Houston at the time, around 2005. A lot of day labor, things going on with day laborers, being intimidated, immigrants, rights, and trying to figure out this immigration reform situation. And I was in a whole lot of meetings. And then I realized that the people that really needed to hear this were not sitting in the meetings, we're not sitting in the rooms. They are our everyday community. And how would I get to them? And I said, well, everybody loves art. And everybody likes to go to the coffee shops and these spaces to look at art, to experience poetry. And so I started writing about what I was learning and what I was experiencing as an activist, into, digestible poetry. And being a big Shakespearean fan, I was using iambic pentameter in a lot of my work. And and I rhyme as well. So I just made it to where it was something that you could still find the story, still find the history, find relatability, and tell it without it being like, here's a meeting, these are the steps, but just in some very beautiful way that was relatable for all people.
No, that all sounds wonderful. A lot of our history faculty who teach Mexican American history or even Texas history, like myself, U.S. history, participate in NACS, the National Association for Chicano Scholars, and they just had their Texas meeting last week in San Antonio.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a big movement within history education and probably in the humanities more broadly about sort of decolonizing our syllabus, right? And I think about the Texas history classes that I teach. When Texas and Houston are 40% Latino, and when you have African Americans and Asian Americans and others in our population and in our classes, we do have this sort of demographic responsibility to make sure that their history is taught. And so you can't have a Texas history class that is all white guys that look like me, right? And
Mm-hmm.
so there's a lot of overlapping academic and artistic efforts to try and decolonize this. And obviously that means there's a lot of intersection between activism and the arts and academics too.
Yeah, you want to make sure that you're speaking to everyone, because the reality is that we all live and coexist together. So it's better to know each other's art forms, what we eat, how we live, and finding all those ways that, we can share in things, as opposed to being like, it's just us over here, which is not the reality. You walk outside and there's everyone. So just learning people's true history is so, so important. And making sure that what you're saying on the outside is matching what you're doing on the inside, is a big part of decolonizing your life.
Well, let me ask you about All Real Radio. Tell me about this.
So yeah, you can see our little logo over here. In 2014, about a year or two before, I was working on a documentary about people's namesakes and how a lot of times people come into consciousness and they change their names. And I started to get to know much better a radio personality, and a community member named Anthony Zen Mills, who was doing KPFT radio at the time, had developed a lot of that work and producing. But he wanted to do something of his own that really spoke to community and not the parameters of Pacifica. And so I was talking to him about namesakes, and he was talking to me about goals that he had. And I was like, he's like, I want to do my own radio station. I'm like, well, why don't you do it? He's like, I don't have anyone to help me. And I was like, well, I'll help you. And very naively, I we embarked on this thing, and it is 24/7 soul, hip hop, and R&B. We also host about 5 weekly shows. I'm sorry, about 8 weekly shows. And I'm also the co-host of the morning show, which is happening right now, right next door. And we interview artists, activists. We're on the campus of Project Row Houses here in Third Ward, but you can listen to us anywhere in the world. And so we have this, big reach and possibility. So we went live June 8th, 2014, and June 8th, 2024, which is also All Real Radio Day in the city. We're having a huge festival. So it's called The Smudge, and we're just ready to bring more people into the fold. It's conscious hip hop. It's all day. And we also just have this thing that's like our lifestyle, which is very holistic, minimalistic, back to nature, and having that understanding as people. So we strive to bring that out through all of the work and the things that we do. So through our advertising, being conscious to the people that we talk to. So like, for example, right now we have a Palestinian Egyptian activist that is spent about 54 days in Gaza with this conflict that's happening right now. So he's being able to speak on it. And so we have just this unfiltered radio stream. This is really powerful.
No, that does sound wonderful. And if I understand correctly, this would be digitally broadcasted so people can tune in worldwide on the web. Is that
Yes,
right?
it's allrealradio.com. We also have an app that you can download, and that's how we've been rocking all this time
No,
online.
that's really wonderful to hear. Back when I was a wee teenager, I had a little radio show on Montrose Free Radio out of the hemp store. And that
Oh,
was,
nice.
25 years ago, 30 years ago. But also,
Mhm.
KPFT and K-True and KU of H have all kind of shuffled around a lot. And sometimes programs and DJs and leaders like this, they just kind of get lost if you're only listening to terrestrial radio. But thank you so much for your time. I hope you have a great audience tomorrow, and we'll have more information about your work and All Real Radio in our notes after the show.
Okay, wonderful. Thanks for having me, you guys. Have a great day.
Thank you. And over to you, Dean Tan, for our next guest.
Thank you so much. Moving on to Sarah Gish, artist, creator of Ignite Your Life, and our Mental Health Monday guest. So great to see you, Sarah.
Great to see you. Happy Monday.
Yeah, happy Monday. Everybody's so cheerful after spring break. It's quite refreshing.
Well, I didn't get spring break.
No, you gotta get a spring break in.
I know.
Required.
It's a beautiful day, so it's spring.
It really is a beautiful spring day. Tell us about how this Ignite Your Life project began, and I understand it has to do with your brother Jeff.
It does. So it's Ignite Your Life. I started back in 2013, and my brother Jeffrey Gish died due to alcoholism back in 2004. So this is actually the 20th anniversary.
Wow.
And I really did it in his honor. I'm sober myself. I've been sober 39 years. And so it's been an interesting journey with my brother's alcoholism and all that happened there. But he was a beautiful spirit. So I want to, keep his joyful spirit alive for sure. And so I started the project through an art car, which I can talk about in a minute. But I have 12 ways to ignite your life daily. And I'm going to read those real quick, if you don't mind, because I think it's important to hear them. So I'll start with, 1 to 12. Number 1 is trust in spirit, trust, take care of yourself, nourish, meditate each morning, meditate, commune with nature, listen to your heart, listen, connect with love, be of service, serve, allow forgiveness, forgive, always be grateful, thank, explore your creativity, create, learn something new, learn, and enjoy life, laugh. I just wanted to get those in because I'm very proud of those. And I worked hard on them.
Yes, and we're going to try to get through all of them. I don't know, it depends on how much time we have. So, but let's start with the first one, which is trust in spirit.
Yes, and trust in spirit has so many different ways it can go. But basically, what I mean there is just trust in the universe. Just trust that life is good, trust that life is there for you. So, trust in spirit.
Yeah, we talk about this a little bit in my family. It's like sometimes things don't always go our way, but like things have a way of working out the way they're supposed to, and like sometimes it's hard to see that in the moment, and that's when you really do have to give it over to trust or to
Whatever your
if
spiritual.
it's your faith, right? Whatever it is that you is under pinning your value system.
Right.
And that leads to taking care of yourself and meditating each morning.
Yes, and these are all in a certain order, a specific order for a reason, because I wanted everyone to start out kind of taking care of themselves and then connecting to others, and then having fun and learning. But so take care of yourself, nourish. That means getting a good night's sleep. Some of the things that Denise was talking about. Getting just taking care of yourself. And eating well. I liked what she was saying about that. And then also meditate each morning. I always say that in the morning because the day gets by us really quickly. And so just focus on getting some quiet time, even if it's just 5 minutes in the morning, try to meditate each morning. And what I tell people is just to focus on one word. If, there's much more that you can do for meditation. But that's the easiest way to say it. And I am teaching a workshop at Body, Mind, and Soul on meditation in May. So I'm excited about that.
That's wonderful. Yeah, meditation is so important. And I do think it's important to have, there's ways to do it, but like having a group or a leader or a mentor or something is really, it's an excellent way to jumpstart your practice. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. So, but also just being quiet with yourself is good. So then commune with nature. Let's talk about that because and Denise, like I said, Denise mentioned that as well. But getting out in nature is so important. Houston has so many parks. I actually have a list of my fave nature spots that I release every, Earth Day, April 21st, I believe it is. And so there's so many parks in Houston. There's new ones going up all the time. And I just love it. There's no reason not to get outside. Even when it's hot, there's a lot of parks that have shade. And, Discovery Green has water at their parks. They spray water on you. So it's a lot of fun.
It is, and I do think the city council and the mayor, our previous mayors have really made an effort to connect everyone with a bayou trail. So like there's so many bayous, and so everyone in Houston should live within a mile of a bayou trail, and so you should check it out. But for me, like that meditation can also be done in nature. Right. So, and hopefully in the morning. So absolutely. Well, and talk to us about listen to your heart.
So again, that connects to communing with nature and meditating and just being who you are. I mean, I created a statement, kind of a mantra. Well, it is a mantra that I love. It's in all places, at all times, I am me. And so just focusing on that and listening to who you are and what works with you. I do Ignite sessions, which are private consults with people about igniting their lives. And one of the big things I say a lot is, does it feel heavy or does it feel light? If you want to do something, think about it that way. And so listening to your heart is about that. Does this feel heavy or does it feel light? It's a good barometer.
And connecting with love.
Yes, connecting with love is one of my favorite things to do because I am very gregarious and outgoing. And so this is getting out, and getting out of your rut, getting out with people. We kind of got out of the habit of that, or we had to get out of the habit of that with the pandemic. but now we're back, and so go to yoga classes, trivia nights. For me, I go to support meetings. I understand you're a runner, you and Todd do a running club, and it's
I
just
do.
things like that. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
wonderful.
And during the pandemic, that was really important for me. And I was listening to a neurologist who said one of the best things you can do for your mental health is to be outside with other people and be active. And
That's
so
right.
like their running club was the perfect thing.
That's right.
Well, and I know you want to get to all of these. We have about 2 minutes. So can you do service, forgiveness, and gratitude?
Well, you know what I could do if we only have 2 minutes? I mean, of course, be of service is getting out of yourself and helping others. That's really, really important. But I also want to go straight to explore your creativity and laugh, because those two are really important. Well, also, gosh, they're all important. Because
They're
I'm like,
all
wait, don't forget
important.
forgiveness. And there's a whole story. There's a story behind each one of these. But forgiving people is really important. Always be thankful, always be grateful, that's really important. Just living a life of joy, living a life of gratitude brings more into your life, if you see it that way. But explore your creativity is one of my favorite things to do, because it actually connects back to listen to your heart. Because when you're exploring your creativity, you're in your zone, you're connecting to your soul. And I do these art cars. The art car parade is coming up Saturday, April 13th. And I've made 6 art cars. So I'm really excited about sharing my current art car, which is Iggy the Igniter. So learn something new. We were talking about that real quick. It's about, jogging the neurons in your brain. It's really important to do that as well. And enjoy life, laugh. That is very important as well. They all are. But,
They're all important. Yeah.
if you can laugh and smile, that just changes the chemistry in your body. It just completely turns things around. And what I do for my art project is I say the purpose of it is to ignite and connect. So ignite with meditation and connect by exchanging names with everyone you come in contact with. So
that's right. Building that network. You never know the connections that you're going to make, and what the impact that you might have in somebody else's life. So, well,
yeah, that's right. The impact.
Yeah. Well, and you've made an impact on our lives, Sarah. So thanks for joining us and sharing all of this wonderful information.
Thank you. There's a lot. It's fun.
It's a lot, but it's all, like you said, it's all important. And we're going to have all that information in the post after the show. And so we want to thank you again for joining us, Sarah Gish, artist, creator of Ignite Your Life, and our Mental Health Monday guest.
Thank you so much.
Take care. We'll see you again soon.
Ignite your life.
All right, Nick, we have some news, events, and announcements to get to, and we're going to start off by congratulating Jana Vise on being selected Advisor of the Year. She is a Student Life Coordinator for HCC Coleman College for Health Sciences, and she has been named Advisor of the Year by the Texas Junior College Student Government Association Region 5. According to Susan Perla, the SGA Vice President, Vise has done an excellent job of developing SGA officers into student leaders. There's a quote here. She's taught us how to clearly communicate and engage with students, faculty, and staff, and to organize and plan effective events and voice student concerns. That was from Perla. And so we want to congratulate Jana, and be sure to check out the post after the show for all the information.
Well, that's wonderful. That's wonderful. And also, just a reminder from our first guest of the show today, tomorrow at HCC Eastside Campus, Workforce Building, room 316, from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m., we will see Deniz Lopez taking the audience on a journey through her life experience as a Xicana and Tejana. Check our post after the show for more information.
It's going to be a great show. I hope a lot of people are able to come out for it. And we have Campus Beats 6. This is a masterclass with Tracy DeJarnette. HCC Music Business and MESA is presenting another Campus Beats question and answer and lecture series. This one featuring CMO, entrepreneur, marketing, and musical professional Tracy DeJournette. That's going to be tomorrow, Tuesday, March 19th. The Q&A is from noon to 1:30, and then the lecture will begin at 2 p.m. That's at HCC Spring Branch Performing Arts Center. Be sure to check the post after the show for more information.
Well, we also have a Student Veterans Transfer Fair. The HCC Student Veterans of America Club is hosting this transfer and resource fair for our vets out there and their dependents who get support for their next steps in life. This will be at the Central Campus Learning Hub from 10 a.m. Tuesday, March 26th. Check our post after the show for more information.
All right, and I'm going to head on down to remind everybody that even though today is F8B, the first day of F8B, there may be still chances to enroll in classes today. Don't wait. And then we do have some shorter sessions in some of our different programs. But this is it, and it's going to be time to start thinking about summer registration. So we have our online anytime, online on a schedule. We have our hybrid classes, our traditional face-to-face classes, our hybrid lab studio courses. So to learn more about our HCC programs, start dates, and options to cover costs, visit hccs.edu/apply. Nick, it was great to see you.
You too, and I'll see you next week.
Excellent. I'll be looking forward to it. Coming up, we'll have Courtney Smith, HCC's Creative Writing Club advisor. She will come talk to us about Vocable, the club's publication, and the upcoming Houston Poetry and Arts Festival, which is going to be very exciting. And later this week, we'll have another student success story, this one from HCC Coleman College. Thank you for joining us, and we'll see you next time.